Okay, today, folks, what we're going to talk about, I've had a couple of folks give me a call that are not electricians, but I just want to do this mainly for safety today. A person asked me, how do I know if I have 240 volts on my house panel? I happen to be here today at a customer's house, and this is a Cutler hammer panel, by the way, and that's not what we're talking about. I want to show you, take your fill piece meter, and I want to show you something here. It's off now. I'm going to set it on voltage. You see these little lines? This stands for AC voltage. See how that line's curved? Okay. Now, I'm going to take the two probes, and I'm going to put them, you see these two wires coming to the top of the breaker box? This is your 240 volts. This is your neutral. Your neutral will normally have a white wire marked on it, or white tape. So I'm going to put the probe on the 240 volts at the top of the breaker. Now look at the meter. You'll see 241.4 volts. Now we know we have 240 volts. Now let's just make sure each leg is working. So I'm going to go from each leg. I'm going to put one probe on the neutral up here, one probe on the neutral, and one probe on the breaker. Okay, now you've got 120 volts on that leg. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the probe out, and I'm going to put it on the other side of the breaker. And I have 120 volts. Now if you want to make sure you have integrity grounds, let's talk about that. We've already established this is the neutral. I'm going to put my probe over here on the ground bar. You see all these bare copper wires? Those are grounds. The grounds and the neutrals tied together at the service. So if you look at the meter here, you got 120 volts there. Now I'm going to move my probe out, and I'm going to move it to the other side of the breaker here. 120 volts. That tells me this service is getting the correct voltage. And that's how you determine house voltage. 120 volts to each leg, 240 volts across each leg. If you have any questions, just give us a call at Jones Air Conditioning, 239-596-5855, or go to jonesairconditioning.com. If you like this, please subscribe, please share, and please comment. We will get back with you. Thank you.